102. We took a break. We've been gone for about a month now, but Mogul Fellows is back with these sessions, and we're gearing up this week. We're actually going to the Robinhood Enter the Mainframe conference tomorrow to go see Vlad Tenev speak with Robinhood. So we're not going to be that active. We'll see how busy we are at the conference, the convention in Las Vegas for Robinhood. But we're going out there to go see Vlad Tenev's keynote and, to connect with other traders and such. But we wanted to get this session in. We wanted to come back with this session. We took a break off. My brother got married. I had to do a bachelor party for him and such. But took a break off to really focus on that. But now we're back with these sessions, and we've been, still active in the Discord, guys. Still active in the Discord with daily buys, daily, alerts and everything. And, we actually just announced in our Discord that we are now getting into crypto. We announced our second case study. We have our Tesla to Mogul case study, and then we have Crypto Bros to the Moon case study now. That is in effect. We started that about 2 weeks ago, I believe, or a week ago. But that is on and going now, guys. So we want to get this 102 session out of the way, and then hopefully we can be active in the Discord this week. Otherwise, I hope you guys can understand that we will be at the Robinhood conference and be in Vegas, a little vacation for Mogul Fellows. But this summer has been super active for us, and Robin, really looking forward to seeing Vlad's keynote in Las Vegas and going with a few friends, get to see obviously some other YouTubers that we follow, Amit, and we know Crossroads and Tanner, Future Investing, and other people as well that we get to really look forward to seeing, that we met at last year's Hood Summit, the very first Hood Summit. So let's dive into news today, let's dive into the account. We're sitting at 25.8 there, total market value of 15.5, and then cash balance 10.2. That is the trading account, and obviously we have looks like forgot to keep me floating here. Let's go to we see the account value for the Mogul pot, the stock Mogul pot, at 8.3, and then we have also the crypto portfolio that we will go over in this session as well. But now to really dive in, we have news. NASDAQ hits new record, S&P 500 rises ahead of inflation data this week. So we'll go over that. Before we do, we want to jump in the Discord, and we're going to go to weekly recap, and we're going to start reading you guys the past week. So let's read the report. If you guys are in the Discord, you guys will get these weekly recaps. You do have to get the VIP session to be able to see all the alerts and the stock pot case studies, crypto Mogul pot case study, and then other stuff as well that we bring to the brand, Mogul's brand. Let me read this to you guys. This is last week's report, weekly recap. This past week, we did this Saturday. Last week, we had a total Mogul brand value at 36,157. The Mogul 30 trading account sat at 25,726 with 15.3 working for us in the positions, and the rest cash. We have a Mogul pot value of 8,406. That's the stock pot. That includes 8,309. That was in the Tesla to Mogul program case study. We also had the Mogul crypto pot at 1917, guys. So that is the current value this past Saturday. The Crypto Bros to the Moon case study is focusing on buying the main 5 cryptocurrencies that are currently backed by the United States government. Right now, on our top coins, we own BTC and XRP. Those are the main ones we own so far, and we have a checking account value of 733, just because we are starting to really transfer over to get these deals, guys. Get deals for case studies, Tesla, and crypto. So that is our checking account balance right now, just because everything's in investments. But we also opened a savings account too, to put partial profits in for saving for taxes, club activities, and events, guys. So that is new as well. This week has been very choppy in the market. Last week, we are seeing a lot of investors spooked from the tariffs and labor data, guys. Labor data came in quite crazy. Last week, they were expecting 75,000 jobs, and I think it came in around the 20s. So really bad labor data that came out, guys. So people got spooked for that. But it is somewhat also bullish due to Google's antitrust case being positive for Google and Apple, trying to keep the S&P 500 up. So Google had their antitrust, and they get to keep Google Chrome and such, and that helps Apple because they, use Google for their Safari and such, so that is good for Apple as well. We also have excitement over the Federal Reserve most likely going to cut rates this upcoming Fed meeting this month. We also have really good news for the Tesla case study position, as Tesla announced their robo-taxi app to the public last week, guys. We are already on it. We already downloaded it. We passed the wait list, so we are going to be doing that. I think when we get back from Vegas, we're going to be doing that, guys. I'm going to try and test it out here in the Bay Area. So that's going to be very fun. And being a big success on the app rankings, I think it was like 80,000 downloads in the first 24 hours, and ranking number 1 in travel over Uber and Waymo. It had 80,000 downloads. We already said that. Tesla's board also prepared a new pay package for Elon Musk, guys, paying him $1 trillion as long as he meets goals and tranches. I think there's a certain amount of tranches he has to meet before they gift him with more Tesla stock. So $8.5 trillion company, he needs to get to that point in the next, I believe, 10 years, I believe it is, for him to get that. So our stats from last week, guys, include a total week profit last week of $103.93. So we're going to start to tell you the weekly profit of each week. So $103 that is going to be added to our long-term stuff. Total capital used and freed was $1,650. So that is some capital that was free to go back into the trading cash balance. Capital deployed last week was $2,000, guys. Total inflow outflow was -$350. So realistically, when we free up cash and then we deploy it, that is the total inflow and outflow of that week. So -$350. So we put more inflow than we did, more outflow going into investments than coming freeing up. So that is the total inflow and outflow of last week. Total ROI last week was 6.29%, guys. That's pretty good for a week. Our top positions last week included Hood, Costco, Tesla, Tempest AI, and PG. Bottom positions last week are Lulu. Lulu got crushed because of the earnings. Circle, Archer, MSTR, and CrowdStrike. I did want to mention Hood. Hoodie is, crazy, guys. They got included in the S&P 500, and that is very bullish for that stock. I can't wait to see the excitement on people's faces, especially Robinhood invest. I'm a person, my personal account, I'm a personal Robinhood investor myself, and it's going to be, I'm going to be happy to see Robinhood investors and happy faces, and hopefully see a smile on Vlad's face in Las Vegas. So that is pretty much the past week, guys. Now let's dive into this week and see what is on the agenda for this week in the news. So NASDAQ hits new record today. S&P 500 rises ahead of inflation data this week. So let's read it to you guys. So the NASDAQ composite jumped to a record on Monday as investors gear up for a data-heavy week that includes 2 closely watched readings on inflation. The tech-heavy NASDAQ gained 0.5% and had scored a new all-time intraday high in the session. The broad market index, meanwhile, climbed 0.1%, while the Dow Jones Industrial Average rose 25 points or 0.1%. So NASDAQ at an all-time high, despite this a bunch of stuff that's going on with, leading up to, the Federal Reserve and such. But, NASDAQ composite jumped to a record high Monday as investors gear up for data heavy week. So the move higher was led by a rise in shares of chipmaker Broadcom, which gained 3%. Artificial intelligence darling NVIDIA, whose nearly 2% advance reversed some of its steep losses from the past month. Meta Platforms, Amazon, Microsoft are also higher. These are all local fellow trading stocks, guys. So there just continues to be a great momentum of AI spend, AI infrastructure build out, and that's not just concentrated in the Magnificent Seven. Ross Mayfield, investment strategist at Baird Private Wealth Management, told CNBC, noting that the average tech stock is doing really well. So that is a quote on quote from Ross Mayfield. He also says there's kind of a broad-based strength, guys. So that is that. Investors are awaiting 2 critical inflation reports. So here is some other stuff on what we're waiting for this week for more insight into health of the economy after weaker than expected hiring data on Friday. What we just mentioned last week, the Producer Price Index, the PPI report for August, is due out Wednesday morning. Followed by the Consumer Price Index on Thursday. So we got PPI and CPI coming out this week as well, guys. And the data follows the lackluster August jobs report that helped fuel investor hopes that Federal Reserve is all but assured to lower benchmark interest rates in its policy meeting later this month. The jobs figure also raised the prospect of a half-point rate cut per trading data from CME Fed Watch tool. So everyone is expecting, a half point. That's pretty crazy. That's, if they do that, it means I think they are behind. If they do a half, it's going to tell investors that they are behind and they're trying to catch up. We're kind of in a catalyst vacuum, Mayfield also said, adding there could be some downside drift in store with markets at all-time highs in a seasonally weak period. Markets are going to be in kind of a waiting mode for CPI unless there's some event out of left field with regards to tariffs or trade. So guys, we're pretty much awaiting, data, CPI, PPI. This week we're waiting major news. Realistically, though, CPI and PPI really are some factors, but really, they look at the PCE, which they're probably not going to get the PCE before the meeting, so they are going to have to look at this. The Federal Reserve, they can look at the previous month's PCE as well, but I think, the Federal Reserve will cut rates this coming meeting, Jerome Powell. So guys, now let's dive into this today's session, our free session of the week, guys. So we're looking at hoodie here. Guys, S&P 500 inclusion, they've been waiting for that for a long time. They finally got in, and it's going to be, it's just I don't know if it's a coincidence right before the Robinhood event, but it's going to be fun to see those on people's faces in Vegas for the Robinhood convention and event. So now let's figure out, we have our journal here. We started a journal, guys, if you have not seen in the past. I think I started this after the last session. So we have a Mobile Fellows journal. Let me see when I started it. I started it July 28th, guys. So that is when I started this journal. And yeah, guys, it's a really cool journal. I'm going to be posting this as well, I believe, in the Discord. I'm still thinking about how I'm going to post this year's journal in the Discord. Probably going to be just by each week maybe, or I'll take a picture of each day and then I'll post it after this year's journal, and then Discord members can take a look at what I do in my journal. But we are now going to be looking what we want to exit and trim, guys. So let's go ahead. Obviously, we see Robinhood at overbought levels here. So we see it at 11.86 open P&L percent ROI. We see a 94. It keeps running, guys. So we see it at 74 overbought. We're going to trim some of this, guys. So we're going to trim 4 shares of Hoodie. Let's go ahead and do that. And then let's see what Oracle has here. We see Oracle at 66. Average price 233. Not enough. We're going to wait on Oracle. Costco. Yeah, let's go ahead and let's go ahead at 716 market value. We'll free up a lot of costs, free up some money. So let's go ahead and trim Costco here. Or no, we're going to exit Costco, guys. And what else can we exit here? We see Meta also ripping. We could probably potentially trim Meta. Average price $747. That would be, yeah. We're gonna wait on Meta. Tesla. No. So I think we're just gonna do those 2 today. Or maybe we should probably... Yeah, we're going to exit Oracle too. I know we were thinking about keeping that, but we're going to exit Oracle as well. So let's go ahead and start with Costco here since we're exiting. Let's go ahead and exit Costco here. Let's actually write down some information here. So Costco we have at 944.60, and we have 0.7 for 103. So for 103 of Costco. Let's go ahead and exit Costco. All right, we got filled at 967.54, 967.54. Do some math on the calculator here. Take the sell price here, 967.54. Subtract our average cost. All right, that brings us to a 22.94. We also have to do math since we didn't have multiple shares. We had fractional shares here, guys. So we got to do some math here on what we had. So times, multiply that by. So we profited 16.99. 16.99 on that. That exit there. Now let's exit Oracle here. Let's write down some information. 233. Very calculated strategy we use, guys. We follow 30 stocks. We realistically follow 50 stocks, and we're in 30, and then we have bench. We have 20 on the bench in case we do exit, and we're going to have to find 2 on the bench to replace Costco and Oracle with. But how much do we have? 3.004 quantity. And let's go ahead and exit, close out Oracle here. That is 238.77. All right, 238.77. Subtract 233 from that, our average cost. 575. You multiply that by how much we had, guys. 17. Let's just call it 17.27, guys. All right, so we are moving right along, exiting Oracle and Costco. 16.99 for Costco, 17.27 for Oracle. Now for the big one, guys, that is Hood. We're going to sell the news here. Trim the news, I should say. We're going to go 4 of these bad boys to take profit on. Hood we have at 104.42, and we are going to be trimming 4 of them. So let's go ahead and sell 4 of these guys here. Oops. All right, we got filled at 116.77. Robinhood is absolutely on the move, guys. It's absolutely on the move right now. 116.77, subtract 104. Our average cost there, that is a 12.35, and then you multiply that by, multiply that by 4. 49, guys. 49.40 is our profit on Hoodie for that trim. So if we add the Hood profit, we add the Oracle profit, and we add the Costco profit, that brings us to $83 total profit today. $83.66, guys. And so now we kind of want to do some math on how much we freed up, guys. So let's go ahead and do that. So we kind of multiply the total. How I get it is 7.4 for Costco. 103, multiply that by the average cost, kind of get an idea of what we put into the stock to get that profit. So let's go ahead and, so looks like we did 700 on that, guys. So total capital deployed here. Let's see, the capital freed up. So Costco was 700, guys. And then for, why did I X that out? And then for Oracle, we times our average cost. So another 700 for Oracle here. And now for Hoodie, we're going to go 4 times 104.42, and that is around 4, let's just say 400 for Hoodie. So our total freed up plus 1400, add both 700 combined. So 1800, guys, we freed up for, or 1800 we pretty much used to make the 83 profit, guys. So if we do some math here, ROI are 83.66, 83.66 profit, and then our 1800 used capital that we used to make that profit, we can divide that. So now we do 83.66 divided by 1800, guys, total capital we used for those 3 positions. That is a 4.64%, guys. ROI. 4.64% ROI. And right now we're just doing a 50. We're going to be changing this, but we're doing 50% going into the stock mogul pot, and then 50% going into the crypto mogul pot. So 83. And keep in mind, we are going to change this soon. We're going to do a bunch of other stuff that the profits go into, but you divide that by 2. Right now, 41.83 will go to the stock pot. We're going to be adding other stuff like savings. We're going to add activities, mogul fellow activities for people in the Discord that want to attend, events and stuff like that. But right now, and maybe giveaways and stuff like that. But right now, 41.83 will go to the stock pot, and 41.83 will go to the crypto pot, guys, our long-term portfolios. So now we have to replace exits. So we have 28 stocks right now in the mogul trade, 30 here. Since we exited these two, Oracle and Costco. Now let's see what's going for a deal, guys. We're going to look at all 50 stocks here. 28 we are in, but if you don't see the P here, that means we are not in it. So INQ, we have it at 44, potentially a replacement. Lockheed Martin 54, not really good enough for us. Ooh, Berkshire Hathaway is coming back down here, hitting that 50-day moving average at a 38 RSI level. I think we're going to do that, guys. We're going to enter BRK again to trade that. I think we exited that 2 weeks ago, maybe. Ran up, like we were buying down here, ran up. We exited out, and now it's coming back down towards this 50-day moving average. So we're going to get back into that. So that is going to replace Costco. And let's see what else we have here. Samsara, still ripping. We exited that, I think, the other day. Google, let's see where Google's at. Still in overbought values. Shopify, 62, not good enough for us. Nike, ooh, guys, we could get into Nike here. Let's see what else is here. CVS, so Nike is on the table. That's almost in oversold values. Ooh, oil, let's see. Are we already in? I think we're ExxonMobil. I think we're out of ExxonMobil. We could get into oil too. So realistically, yeah, I don't see any oil. We could get into oil here, or we could get into Nike. I think actually oil might win. I think we might get into Chevron, unless we see other deals here. Home Depot, bought levels, ExxonMobil also. I think we're going to choose Chevron over ExxonMobil. Mara Holdings, 42. Oh, we're already in Mara. Costco, we have it overbought levels. The more I go up, it means it's green on the day, but we're going to check them. Yeah, these stocks are ripping, so we just exited Oracle. Broadcom is ripping at almost at 80. Guys, almost at 80 RSI level. That's crazy. You hardly see those, but you do see them on occasion. Rocket Lab, 58. CoreWeave, 55. CoreWeave is popping today, guys. 6.27%. And then Hoodie obviously is popping like crazy. We are almost hitting that all-time high on Hoodie. 118.45 is the high. We're almost there, guys. So yeah, we're gonna, let me actually see Nike again. Where's Nike at? Nike, it did hit the 200-day. That's 34 RSI. But then Chevron also hit the 200-day. We're gonna go CVX, guys. Go Chevron. So let's go ahead and enter those. Let's see what else we could add to. So now we enter those two positions, and then we can also add to our current positions. Chipotle, I just don't know if I want to put more into Chipotle right now. Yeah, we could actually do Chipotle. We could put more into Chipotle. It's not at a horrible market value. We did put, looks like, 700 in so far, or maybe even more. We I think put 800 in. Yeah, let's just go CMG since it's trading, so low at a 21 RSI level here, guys. Dutch Bros. What is Bros at here? because you also got to manage your, market value. You don't want a heavy stock, such as right now we are really heavy in Palantir, really heavy in CrowdStrike, we're really heavy in Archer, and so we try to avoid those because we don't want a big heavy positions percentage wise and allocation wise. So yeah, we are going to add bros too. I think we're going to do one more, guys. 500 total on the day. Let's see what else we could really add. Tesla 55, IonQ we're not in. Starbucks, what Starbucks is, so let's actually just hit them. MGM, guys. So just because we're going to Vegas, guys, let's do MGM. Just a dedication to the Vegas trip. We are going to be adding $100 to a 29 RSI MGM resorts, hit really down to this 200 day, and we hear that Vegas is dying potentially because of MGM really raising their prices. I hear stuff like at the blackjack tables their minimums are higher, or they're adding a third green on the table on roulette or something, to make it a better house edge for them. But I also hear tariffs are a thing out there, and maybe prices are rising and people aren't coming to do that. But we're gonna go see, guys. We're gonna go see this week, see what the hype on that Vegas being dead is all about. But let's now, so we're going to go Berkshire Hathaway CVX to enter, replacing Costco and Oracle, and then we're going to get into Chipotle, Bros, and Dutch Bros and MGM Resorts. So let's go ahead and do that, guys. So let's go ahead and enter Berkshire Hathaway. All right, we're going to add $100 for our daily buy, or our daily. So that's what we do, guys. We, whenever we buy a stock, we do $100 at a time, fractional share every single day. We buy, $100 up to $1,000 worth of stock every day. Today we're doing 500. Try to manage this cash balance. We try to do 50-50 at a time. We try to free up cash. We try to, unload. Try to profit off the market value and try to free up cash accordingly, and try to keep a 50-50 balance, and just keep recycling the money back and forth. So let's go ahead and buy $100 of Berkshire Hathaway. All right, bought that at $493.97, guys. Now we are going to buy CVX to replace Oracle. Berkshire Hathaway replace Costco. All right, so CVX at a 35 RSI level, coming down and hitting that 200 day. So let's go ahead and buy some CVX, guys. $100 CVX. All right, so now those the new stocks are in. The new entered stocks are in the portfolio. To replace our exits. Now we're going to go CMG, add to our CMG. We see it really crashing, guys. 39 at a low here, guys. 39.31 is where it's at right now. But let's go ahead and $100 in Chipotle, guys. Now let's go Bros here. $100 in Dutch Bros. We see it at 25 RSI level, almost below that 200 day there. Now let's go MGM. Since we are going to Vegas, we have to, and we see it at an oversold level here, guys. We are going to be getting into, adding to MGM here. All right, guys, that is pretty much it. We, profited $83.66. We exited Costco and Oracle. Costco $16, almost $17 profit. Oracle $17.27. Hoodie 49, that's a banger. Adding all those up, 83.66 profit, 4.64% ROI, and we freed up $1,800 in capital. We put in $500 in capital today, so that is pretty good. We freed up more than what we put in today. It makes our cash balance happy, and really ready to put this into more deals. Hopefully we could get to the computer this week. I'm not sure if we're going to bring our computer to this convention or not, but if we do, we will do some, but don't count on it, guys. I think we're just going to make an announcement. We're not going to we're going to take the rest of the week off, so there will be no buy alerts and sell alerts this week unless we could get to the computer, guys. So we really want to take in the Robinhood conference as much as possible, and Vlad's keynote, and take advantage of Wednesday's panels and everything, and networking with other traders and investors. And then we're back next Monday, guys. We'll do a session next Monday, and until then, guys, I hope you guys have an awesome week. We are, looking forward to the CPI, PPI, and see what this economy has for us, guys. We could potentially see a bigger, pullback than what we are seeing, but I think after the Fed announces, this cut, if they do, we could see really the fourth quarter start to pop. That's my prediction. We are, going to have a rough third quarter, but I think fourth quarter we're going to start to pop. So, guys, that is it. I also, I do want to show the newly crypto portfolio here, guys. So we do have a portfolio of 1900 here, guys, and our total positions here: Bitcoin, XRP, ADA, Sol, and ETH. You see all the details in the Discord if you're a VIP member. But yeah, guys, that is the status on our newly case study on crypto, and you can find all the case studies on our website as well as the Tesla one. You could see, go to the guest area there, type in the password that's included in the Discord. You can get access to the guest area on our website, mobilefellas.com. If you want to get into the Discord, guys, we're selling the VIP status right now, $100 just one time, or you could do a couple dollars a month to get into the Discord, guys. If you don't have $100 on you right now, there is a cheaper option to do monthly. But yeah, guys, that is the new crypto. I showed you the stock pot of our Tesla position, our case study on that. So pretty much the trading position portfolio here that funds our stock portfolio, our stock mobile pot, and then our crypto mobile pot, guys. So I want to thank you guys so much for tuning into this session. We are finally back. We are about to go to this conference, and we check out our Instagram, guys. I think we're going to be posting on there as well, so you can see our status on in Vegas and what we experienced at the Robinhood conference. Until next time, guys, hit the outro.